KCAA.
Welcome in, listeners. We're back, and this is the James Kane Experience, live Saturdays at 4 o'clock on KCAA Radio in the Inland Empire, 106.5 and 1050 AM. Well, we've been gone for the last 2 weeks. But as you know, if I'm not on the radio, you can catch me at the jamescaneexperience.com. Anything that you want to discuss, I also do blogging. Or you can catch me, or no, not catch me, just buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. I need help. I appreciate help. And it will be a nice, friendly gesture for the new year.
Yes.
Well, the new year has been good for some. I was just listening to the news, and they were talking about how Venezuela has been, the head has been conquered and brought back to USA soil. Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't want to get into it too much because some people it's good for, some people it's bad for, and some people think, why did we go over there? Well, today that's not the topic, but as more news come out, we will touch on topics. Because you know, on the James Kane Experience, we touch on serious insights, also inspirational and sports. We try to give you something of everything to heal your spirit, to heal your mind, and to heal your body. So that's how we do it here because this is where it goes down at. I'm your host, James Kane, and my inner circle is
Skittles.
The boss.
And Shy.
yes, one of my original Shy Shy. She's back today and wonderful. And I'm glad when she comes in and give her great appearance. So, in the third segment, we're going to be talking about our usual sports with James and Shiny's weekly recap. Second, you know, reading for the blind. Young people, get your books. Old people, sit down and let's spend time together. And then the first segment, we just going to talk. We're going to talk about 25 and what do you want in 26. The advantages and or disadvantages that you may have suffered in 2025. And what is the positivity you want to bring in this New Year's? But first, we're going to go with Shy Shy's News and Notes.
Hello. Well, I've got a few tidbits to share with you guys. First thing I'm going to share about is something I found that was very interesting. Is China's BYD officially surpassed Tesla to become the world's largest electric vehicle maker in 2025.
Oh, wow.
With BYD selling 2.26 million EVs compared to Tesla's 1.6 million, making Tesla's first annual sales decline by highlighting BYD's strong growth, particularly outside China, despite Tesla's dominance in North America and Europe. It says that Tesla's challenges faced partly due to reduced demand in key markets and challenges like high U.S. tariffs on Chinese EVs, though its market cap remains higher due to tech perception. BYD focuses on a broader range of models with affordability, plus its massive presence in China allows it to compete effectively against Tesla's premium positioning. So I was like, what is a BYD? So I looked it up, and honestly, like looks wise, the car looks way better than the Tesla. It really does. Like the Tesla truck, let's just be honest, it looks like a doggone box. And this BYD, like it looks smooth. Like I would drive it. Like I don't want to drive an electric car, but I would drive the BYD.
Mm.
Mm. Now, when you
So
said
I.
BYB, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, you said BYB for most of the listeners that's
Yeah.
hanging out. They thinking of bring your own
Yo,
bottle.
bottle.
I know. Yeah, it's weird because it's called BYD, and it does sound. It looks like it's like bring your own drink.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's BYZ. I thought you said BYB.
No, yeah, it's B as in boy,
Uh-huh.
Y, and D as in dog.
Oh, okay, BYD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Yep.
is true. Bring your own drink. Yeah, I was close because I heard that, but that's important in the finances
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I
Tesla is
just thought
killing
it
the
was
market.
interesting.
No,
Yeah,
it very is because people think like Tesla, the cars and stuff is on top. Nuh-uh, BYD is coming.
they coming up.
I
Mm.
Yeah,
think
so I just thought, like, because everybody thinks Tesla is the bomb.com, and
Mhm.
somebody was like, move over. So, yes. So, next, the other thing I
Wait,
have
what
Just
did
to
you-
one
share.
second. What did
Oh,
you want to say?
The boss.
Oh, yeah.
I think why Tesla's declining is because a lot of people are starting to dislike Elon Musk, and due to dislike and stuff, the stock market is going to start declining because less people are going to want to buy his stuff and move on to others.
Oh, that's a good
Yes,
thought. Good theory.
there's a lot of truth to that. That's a very good point.
Yeah, because you know, when you get into that political realm, your business associates sometimes you attach yourself to certain things that everyone is not going to agree with it. Yes,
Yeah.
who supports you are always going to agree with what you come up with because they are your supporters. But when
Uh-huh.
you want, like uh, uh, the electric cars, you want a vast majority to buy your cars, and also not just saying Elon Musk, just because he's to me Elon Musk is he didn't get where he was at being the world's most hated. Whatever he done, he's very successful at it. And I know we look at things and people sometimes when they're very successful, they tend to be very arrogant. But Elon Musk owns so much. You don't get to be 600 billion and so I'll take that with a grain of salt and also say China always goes under market value.
Yes.
When I when I was studying the foreign exchange because I wanted to do money and follow the money, so I noticed the yen. The yen is always cheaper than the American dollar, the Canadian and the euro because they did something smart. If the yen is cheaper, then they can sell more and more people will come buy their products at a cheaper rate and they sell in value. So they make just as much money as United States, maybe more because now they cornered the market. So that might be by BYD is bring your own dollars. Now, moving on. Yeah, let's go next.
Next, artificial intelligence is fundamentally transforming medical diagnosis by enhancing accuracy, improving efficiency, and enabling the development of personalized treatment plans. It acts as an intelligent assistant, processing vast amounts of data at superhuman speed to aid healthcare professionals in making better informed decisions. You can get faster and earlier detection. AI can spot subtle patterns in data that might go unnoticed by the human eye, leading to earlier detection of diseases like cancer, diabetes, and rhinopathy and heart disease. It in acute situations such as stroke or sepsis, AI tools can flag critical conditions minutes or hours sooner than traditional methods, enabling timely intervention.
Mm.
So, I mean, I know that, I mean, technology is becoming more and more advanced every year,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that this one is very important because I think that over the years, there's a lot of people who get misdiagnosed. Not saying that every doctor is, not doing their job, but
Mm-hmm.
again, we are only human. And if there's something that could kind of enhance how we can help
Gotcha.
someone, then I'm all for it.
Mm. So this is the thing. I wonder. So they have to create a AI software app for professionals. Then that's the next step.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean,
'Cause
I know.
AI, everyone is all in with AI. And I
Yeah.
think some of the things is important because I use seeing AI. But I'm going to tell you this. Right now,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of visually impaired and blind people out there,
Mm-hmm.
they can
Hmm.
attest to what I'm about to say. Sometimes AI will run you into a wall. So
Yeah.
it doesn't replace your cane or your
Nope.
dog. That's why BYD means to me, bring your own dog. Because I look, man, that AI will just like the GPS. So
Yes.
I think
Take you a whole way around, and there's a shortcut right there.
yes, and it also it's sometimes it'll take you somewhere that you don't supposed to be.
Um,
And I get that, but I see this part of AI being more of an assistant. It's not going to replace the
Mm-hmm.
doctor, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes I go to the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
I tell them what's wrong with me. They give me a list of, they tell me a lot of stuff on this printout where I'm just like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? So then I'm like, can you translate this into human language? And then they give me medication that has a million and one side effects. And I'm like, okay, is there another option? They don't give me another option. They're like, this, that's it. And so I feel like with AI, not only is it going to assist the doctor, but also I feel like it's going to kind of break down things for you in layman's terms. And it also will help you get personalized medicine according to to the person. Like, for example, like my mom has always been very like homeopathic. Like she doesn't like a lot of chemicals. So she's like, can you give me a medication that is more natural than these scientific chemicals? Because, and so I feel like those medicines are out there, but if a hospital is promoting a certain medicine, they're not going to give the option of anything else but the one that just
Yeah.
donated to the hospital.
Yeah, that's
You
Big
know?
Pharma, and I
Yeah.
think Big
Yeah.
Pharma already done have everything ready for AI because
Um,
they gonna have yes,
What
yeah,
you- what
yeah,
you
they they gonna have
boss?
AI,
Right. What you
'Cause
think, the boss?
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that AI is artificial intelligence, yes, but it's created by humans. Humans
Exactly.
are running it. So I feel like so many people are saying AI is going to take over, AI is this, AI is that. I, like, at first I believed it but I remember I argued with one of my friends because they were saying AI, some people don't use it as a tool, and I feel like that's not true. Everything you do is AI still using it as a tool. At the end of the day, it's still a human ran.
Yes.
So even if AI takes over your job, that's still a human taking over your job. It's not just a robot because robots were made by humans. Humans are basically
Exactly.
running
Right.
it.
well, that'd be less humans
Humans, yes.
activity.
Because you just need one programmer.
Yeah, you need just need a
You
programmer.
just need one
but,
programmer to do a whole
but
route.
also remember this: with AI and all these robots, who are you gonna sue when things go
Yes.
wrong? Because it's gonna go wrong.
Yes.
Who's gonna hold the responsibility?
Yes.
The human
Is
who
it
made it.
okay? But have
See?
you ever
Yeah.
tried to send something back to Amazon? Have you ever tried to use your warranty?
Yes, I have.
And
grandma
manufacturers
yeah.
are hard to deal with, and
Yes.
it probably take you 8 years to resolve that issue.
It took me 3 years to resolve a crash that happened in 2023.
Exactly. So things can terribly go wrong.
Yeah.
I enjoy AI,
Yeah.
and I think as long as it's a company with someone who's there to assist you when things go right or when things go wrong, to oversee AI. I
Yes.
think that's a
Yes.
good
I
thing.
agree with that.
I agree. I think there would definitely should be someone who's overseeing this AI revolution, so that we don't have an iRobot situation. But also, also, I feel like at the same time, we should, as a people, we need to become well acquainted with AI technology. We should learn more about it ourselves so that we can, if there's, if, like you said, if there's a job for someone to help oversee AI, then we can get that job, and keep ourselves making money and
And that's
surviving and
true.
things
Yes.
like that.
Always show yourself approved, and always
Yes.
study and educated in all things. You're so right
Exactly.
about that. Even because in the senior group, as I watch a lot of them, they're stubborn, but I'm not
Yes.
one of them. I study AI. I study everything. I keep my brain moving, and I just want to study all the time because I
Yes.
don't want someone walking up to me and tell me
Yes.
something that I don't know about, because that gives them the power. So
Yes.
now if I don't know
Exactly.
and I go study it, I'm going to come back and say, wait. That point was good, or I don't agree with that point. Now, there's nothing wrong
Exactly.
with your point, but I am, I just want you to be aware that my point differs from yours.
Yes.
Because today we get
Exactly.
so caught up on wrong and right. When
No,
to me,
true.
there's no wrong or right in certain
At all.
issues or conversations or rebuttals. It's just all about your perception. And it's your perception. So if I'm entitled to think and believe my way, I believe you're entitled
To think, yes.
in your
Yes.
way. So is there anything else, Shy
Exactly.
Shy?
No, that was all I have to share with you guys today. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is not bliss. So that's all I have for today.
And willful ignorance is the worst of them all.
Yes.
So
Okay.
let's get into the topic. And I'll start it off like normal. So this is how James Kane started his 2025. I was just wondering and talking to someone about doing a podcast. So one day I just got tired of being lackadaisical and the effort into getting on air. I always wanted to be a broadcaster, but my voice and everything, I was defeated by my own thoughts. And I was defeated by no confidence. So one day I just called up my mentor and friend, and you know him now, the Empire Strikes Back, Mr. Wallace Allen. He gave me the opportunity to speak. And he said, well, why don't you do radio other than podcast? And you know what? My fiance said, wow, just go over there and be you. Be a radio personality. And it sounded cool. I just said, you know what? Now I'm going to try, because it's a radio. I didn't want to be a podcaster, but a radio personality? I said, wait a minute. I listen to the radio all day long. I love podcasts. I love the radio talk shows, just talk shows, period. Don't matter who it is. I like information and hearing another person's thought. Little did I know that was socializing. Some people you will never meet, but you can introduce yourself and they can introduce themselves to you by listening to them or reading a book. I use Audible, so that's why I always say listening. So listening to a book or reading a book, you get to understand who that person is and the ideas other than your own that's out there floating in the universe. The energy that we all yearn for. We all want that positive energy when we feel down. And then some want that energy that is negative that fuels them to give that rage and that, it's just like music. Some people like music that pumps them up to go do something destructive. And then there's, I think, majority love listen to like love music, slow, light rock, educational hip hop, because hip hop comes in everything. It gets a bad rap too because everybody's trying to look at gangster rap, but that's just a form of hip hop, rap, however you want to. But I grew up with it was more conscious rap. We talked about loving somebody, loving ourselves, and then we got into the identity of the ghetto. And I think they made that, go off. But
Yeah.
I don't want to go too far into that. Next, that was sort of my disadvantage. Then I ran into KCAA radio. I came in here totally a novice, scared, slow. I go to my previous recordings, but I was hungry because I always wanted to be in a radio. This is where I wanted to be since a kid. I want to learn how to produce and run and also get paid for a radio show. So now, the most beautiful thing life can give you is an opportunity. And I thank KCAA and George. I'm thinking of football.
Oop.
Wallace Allen. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Wallace. I know you somewhere listening, but I'm sorry about that, Mr. Wallace. That for the opportunity to come before you every Saturday at 4 o'clock and give you insights, inspiration, and sorry about the Raiders. That's all I can say. So, not too much about me, but one more thing. 2026. I'm gonna have great topics. I am going to strive to make new friends, new listeners, new viewers, and get to touch people's
Yes.
lives as they touch mine. That's my resolution or goal. I say goals, plans. Other people say resolution. And then also, I wanted to bring this up before I get New Year's. I always have to give you the top insight that I can because majority of you won't hear this nowhere else but on the James Kane Experience. New Year started with Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar created New Year's and it's called January. And guess who that was? That was a god in Europe. So when Julius Caesar came up, remember, Julius in July and August was not on our calendar. So Julius Caesar, when he implemented July, we got New Year's, January 1st. So those who know that can take it as a good thing, but for those who try to pound it into people or it's always been, no, it's something that if you don't want to exercise enjoyment and do, it's okay. You don't have to be with the masses that want to do things on January 1st, the new year. Because the new year can bring old problems.
Yes.
But old problems can change for your new year. So whatever you choose, just know that it's your right to create. And don't let no one else create it for you. So now I'm going to throw the mic over to Skittles.
Yes. So 2025 was a year of lessons for me, growth and prosperity for me. Not everything went the way I hoped in 2025. The hardest part was money and my job. There was moments of stress, uncertainty, and times where it felt like I was just trying to stay afloat. The part of the year really tested my patience and my faith in myself. But at the same time, a lot of good came out of 2025. My podcast grew in ways I didn't expect, and that
Bar
gave
table talk.
bar table talk. That gave me purpose and motivation when things felt heavy. One of the best part was being able to support my James Bo Kane.
You can say dad.
Dad, okay. Dad with his radio show and help make his dreams come true. Watching something he loves to come to life was bigger than any setback I face. What really stands out is seeing the small but meaningful growth between my podcast and our journey together. It reminded me that progress doesn't always show up in as money or titles. Sometimes it shows up as connection, creativity, and building something that matters. 2025 wasn't perfect, but it was real, and it led to foundations for what's next in 2026.
Wow, that's great. Joe, can you hit us with a hand clap? Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Now, Shy, hit us up with what's good for you,
Yes.
or what was not good for you in 2025, and what do you see 2026 bringing in?
Um, well, 2025, I would say, was definitely, um, it was mixed with good, bad, and ugly. Definitely. But I will say, like, the start of the year, I did like in the beginning of the year, I did a career change. No, I would say the middle of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a career change, but a job change. Still same career, but I had to leave a place where it was a very negative and toxic environment. I feel like that played a part in just me feeling a lot of just insecurities and really kind of doubting whether this is a career field I want to stay in. But I feel like just kind of I try to not give up on that because I love what I do, and I was able to, with the help of just my partner being supportive during that transition, and also supporting my choice to leave that toxic environment, and believing in me that I will find something better. And as soon as I, started applying to other places, I feel like a blessing opened up with an old workplace that I used to work at, and it definitely is a way better environment. So that was a good thing that happened in 2025. I have also enjoyed being a part of a podcast with someone who I love, and we get to be silly and goofy. And I love that we do it not so we can get likes. We just do it because we're having fun, and there's no pressure in it. And I just really enjoy doing that. I've always wanted to meet someone who would be my partner in crime, and I feel like we definitely are that. So that's just been really, it definitely is something I look forward to every Saturday as well. And, I've just been I think 2025, what I look forward to in 2026 is just, I didn't make a New Year's resolution because I don't really do those, but I did make my mantra, something that is going to be my mindset for 2026, is to stay grounded. Staying grounded in what I know to be true, and and what brings me joy. And I've always been a creative person. I love being creative in the arts, and I think in 2026, I look forward to exploring, pushing the boundaries of how creative I can be. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I like the creativity, and for those that don't know, my daughter and Shy Shy built me a studio on the side of my house from scratch.
Yeah.
Yes.
We built a beautiful
Yes.
studio, and I thank them. Again, it's fun. I go. It's man clave
Yeah, it's a
slash
slash
studio.
studio.
So it's
I
wonderful.
love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, I'm
Oh,
not, every time we come over, that's the first thing we go. We
yeah,
go to
peace
the.
and quiet, soundproof. Yes,
And-
yes. The boss, you have anything to add right now? Because I
Yeah.
know the teenage years are wonderful.
Um, I had some negative and positive things throughout the year. Some negative things I had to face was low self confidence.
Uh-huh.
I faced that like all throughout the year. It just didn't stop. Um, it affected how I did things, and at one point, it didn't affect. It affected my schoolwork. It wasn't like I was getting lower grades. My teachers just noticed how I would like doubt myself so much. And then a negative, another negative thing I had was writers and art block. This stopped me from drawing and writing a lot. It stopped my creative flow because um, I just wouldn't feel motivated, and every time I created something, I wouldn't like it, and I would force myself to like write or draw something even if I didn't like it, and that's not something I would recommend for other people because it can create pressure that's unneeded for you, especially if you're already going through something.
Yes.
Another negative thing I faced was self doubt. It went along with my low self confidence. It made it made me overthink or get scared of the outcome every time I would do something. Some good things, I some positive things that went in my year was my GPA maintained very stable. It was very good. It was between a 3.8 and a 4.0. I think right now I have a 4.0. The few times I did draw and didn't have art block, I did improve on my art. I started doing more realistic stuff sometimes. I started really finding my style. And then another positive thing was um, starting a radio station. I really like to do this. I really like to help my dad. That's why I come here to help him and to be a part of this amazing opportunity that I had. And then the last thing that was really positive that I think is really good for that went well in my year was helping people. I help people a lot more than I helped in 2024. Um, my teachers even praised me for this. I help students like if they needed help with classwork, I would explain it to them and help them better um, than others would because I know other people in my classroom didn't really pay attention and explain things how they needed to be explained.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Wow.
I
I
like it.
love that.
I do too. So we had say, "You go, girl."
Right.
Keep that up.
Yes.
That's positivity, and it grow, grow, grow. What I like, what everyone is saying or explaining about themselves, is the creativity that lives inside them. That sometimes it just doesn't feel right, and you have to dig deep in yourself and use the coping mechanisms that you learn over the years. That's why I like my show to be called Experience, is because that's what life is, an experience.
Yes.
And once
Yes.
you can experience your lows, then you know how to bring your lows to an high. You know, it's the whole saying, being turned up. So you know about being turned down, and now through experience, you learn how to be turned up the right way. Because sometimes, boy, you think you turned up, but you are off. Your radio station's off. Your microphone's muted, and your internet needs attention. It's lacking finances, but we'll move on to anyone else before I end this
Anything else? No.
segment.
No. We can go for a break.
So let's go right now to a break. Next segment, reading for the blind.
Yes.
Joe, take us on the break, please. Yes, let's get into reading for the blind. So hopefully you have got the book that you've been continuously reading to your mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, or your children. Because I believe when you read to your children at a young age, their life ends up in a better form of understanding and intelligence. Reading is a must. Math is a must. Two things that school does not get wrong is reading and math. And that will take you in every skill you can imagine that someone has to offer or you have to offer someone else. So, the boss, can you start with the first one?
Okay. Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert.
Now, for some, this scripture is talking about the Messiah or the Messiah or the Christ who is coming back. But today, it speaks of you, the new year, because your creator or your destiny is going to change in 2026. Some people will continue in 2027, some won't. Some people's health will decline. Some people's health will increase. Some people will get better. Some people will educate themselves more. Some people will lose education. Whatever it may be for you, we hope that you contact your higher being in yourself and what you believe through your lifespan and your experience and get a better understanding for yourself because this scripture is true and is coming for me and you. So, the boss, can you read another scripture?
Okay, Psalm 65:11. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness.
Yes, the crown, the specialty. For some, it's going to be finances. For some, it's going to be learning about finances. And for some, it's going to be buying a home or having a child. So, whatever it is for you, make sure your 2026 has a crown on it. Let it be the tipping point of your success. Also, let's treat each other better. There's a lot going on, even though we may have differences in our lifestyles or differences in how we perceive things, we still can have the human dignity of respect. When you go into a grocery store, don't just cut in someone and don't say nothing. It doesn't matter what nationality you are or what you believe, because we have a lot of that now. That we have a lot of people that speak different languages in California, and not just speaking to the Americans, it's also to the immigrant. Just because you don't speak English well, you know, because I think every country understands mannerisms, and you know when you cut into in front of somebody. So just please say excuse me in any language that you choose, but show each other common dignity, and most of all, integrity. Integrity comes from inside of you. And if you don't, then don't call 911 when someone does something to you because you disrespect them. So, next,
La- wait, Lamentations.
Lamentations, yes.
Lamentations 3:23. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness.
Yes. Faith is whatever you choose for it to be. Some people use Buddha. Nothing wrong with that. Some people just like yoga. Some people like going to the gym in the morning, listen to heavy metal music running, or someone just like listening to some R&B, just chilling in the morning. And I'm not gonna say something like that. We say wacky tobacco that'll put you on edge and just mellow you out. They are entitled to what they like as well. So this new year, enjoy life, because there's some that's not gonna be here with us. So let's enjoy life and what our Creator has given us, another day, another year. The last one.
Um, Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Now that right there kind of sums up everything we was just talking about. Everything's a season. There's a song. Seasons change and people change. Whatever that season is for you. Remember, biblically, or you can say the Old Testament, or you can say the Tanakh. It says 7 years of prosperity, 7 years of famine. People who tend to keep this concept in mind usually do well in new seasons, good or bad. It's because they understand that what you do successfully for those 7 seasons will get you through back to those 7 successful years again. Because the famine is, like Dr. Boyce would always say, poor, passing over opportunity repeatedly. What you buy, what you eat. If you can't afford fast food, stop eating fast food. Stop ruining yourself by trying to keep up. Well, my mother used to say back in the day, the Joneses. So let's do better in 2026 and continue to listen on Saturdays at 4 But if you can't catch me on KCAA Radio 106.5, 1050, you can also go to my website, jamescaneexperience.com, or you can go to our YouTube channel, James Kane Experience, or James Bo Kane, which is one letter, Experience. I will be there also, ready to give you great content with my family.
There's
Any,
one more.
yes.
Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are becoming new.
Now, those who believe in Christianity, we saved this for the last for a reason. The Christ has been born, and the Christ is coming back. So, the anointed, the Messiah. It doesn't matter what the name is, it's the purpose, it's the understanding of who your Savior is. He has many names, he spoke many languages. Sometimes we argue and get into somatics of bondage, paganisms. Because pagan doesn't mean, oh, they're evil. No, it doesn't. It also means countrymen. That word pagan has been turned into something that's like taboo or something that people say to,
Throw you off?
yes, throw you off. Thank you for that. You're right. Throw you off because they want you to believe the way they want to believe. But that's one of the good things that America supposed to, well, Northern America, United States was supposed to hail and honor is the right. The right. And these privileges, we take this for granted at times, and sometimes we don't have that right because our law may say something else. Your creator or God may say something else and don't go with the law. Or sometimes the law don't go with what God said to you or your creator. He may tell you something else. That's why I love my show that I made, Who Married You? God or the government? That is something you really need to think about. So who do you worship, God or the government? Or does the government even worship God? So all these thoughts in 2026, because we're going to be having votes and everything else, and we have leaders that you put in position to be your advocacy, who's supposed to speak for you. But a lot of times they speak for whoever put the most dollars in their pocket. Well, that's good for some, but some politicians or some leaders, it's not going to take those dollars because they have integrity. So I say let's find them and let's push them to the top so we can start getting our communities, our streets. Because I'm tired of the potholes. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't even drive, but I'm tired of being over there in the passenger seat like a bobblehead, boom, 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 because they won't fix the streets like they should be fixed.
Fixing.
But I guarantee you they're getting paid for a job that they're not doing well. Well, to our next segment, because I need to talk about the Raiders right quick. Because, Joe, can we take a quick break? Thank you for
Aren't
that,
the
Boston.
Raiders out?
And I like that when you get stuck on ready, Shani? Well, yes. It's almost ending time, but you can't end without a Raider update. So, the Raiders are going home. This is our last game of the week. And I can't talk about the Raiders on KCAA till next year. Well, that's not true because there are going to be updates that I'll talk about just so we can stay relevant.
Yes.
Because life is not right without a Raider, and life is not right without a hater. We know who the haters are, and we know who the Raiders are. So let's get that first pick, Raiders. And the college football games that was on Thursday, amazing. That was back. It took me back to the days where Oklahoma used to play Nebraska on Thanksgiving. You had USC, Washington, all these great games, and you would eat, and all them was wonderful years back in the 70s and the 80s because it was real football. Like my friend always used to say, I play for bread and meat. If I don't win, I don't eat. And that's how the old school people used to play, men and women, for anything we did. Because if you hurt your ankle, you're not making no money. Today, they make a lot of money and don't even play in the game. Times have changed.
Yes.
So,
All right. All right.
Skittles, what you got over
Yes,
there?
yes. So, according to ESPN, this week we had Monday Night Football with the Falcons beating the Rams 27-24. Now, Thursday we did not have Thursday Night Football. Why? Because we got a good game tomorrow. It would be Ravens and the Steelers.
Now, you know that came from a Steelers fan.
Yes,
That's
that
why,
is black and yellow.
black and yellow, black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
That is a great game. You have Lamar.
Yes.
You have Rodgers, two great quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two great coaches. This is going to be a throwback game. It's going to be physical. It's going to be what football was intended for. Men smashing each other. Now, I know that, the CTE and, a lot of injuries happen, but this is a contact sport. And there's no right or wrong. It's just that, yes, some of the collisions we can take out, which they have. The NFL has done a lot. But I will be front center with a beer watching the Ravens. And now, I need to say Pittsburgh, but I just had a thought how back in the 70s and the 80s, whoever won between Pittsburgh and the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. Greatness. And Pittsburgh is still there fighting for a playoff spot. Wonderful. That's that franchise. You have to give them a hand because decade after decade, Pittsburgh Steelers have been there.
So with 2 minutes left, just a little update on the Lakers, which they won. The Grizzlies last night. Basketball. 128 to 121 on Friday night to open a 2-game set. The team will meet again Sunday in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yes.
the Memphis Grizzlies. That's always the Grizzlies took them out in the playoffs. So the Lakers, Luka. Luka the Don, as they call
yeah.
him. Yeah, Luka
Luka
the
the
Don.
Don.
That's a good
Hey,
name.
I know it is.
I have to give him
Donick.
that one, boy. He got original. It's better than a lot of names you hear people out there
Right.
talking
With
about.
1 minute left in the in and outro.
Yes. So we'll see you next Saturday at 4. But if your life is not going right, restructure, regroup, refocus on what you have left. Peace out in 2026. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
We supply the words. You paint the picture. KCAA.
This segment brought to you by Marty's Carriage Barn Antiques at 31181 Outer Highway 10, just off Ukaipa Boulevard, near Ukaipa, where you can step into a treasure trove of history and charm in their charming antique store, where every corner brims with unique finds and timeless wonders. Picture yourself marveling at delicate porcelain